Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapper and Chronicles. We're coming back at you with another Ratchet video. This Ratchet, it's by a company. It says Cougar, but I think this is Wright's bargain brand of tools or ratchets. They have them named Cougar. From what I believe, I don't think that these were made in the US like Wright ratchets are, Wright tools. I think this is kind of their offshore brand, but I could be wrong. I doubt it though. If you guys know anything more about this brand or its origin or where it was made, let me know. Write me a comment. It doesn't have any countries of origin on the ratchet itself. This is a 1/2 inch ratchet, and I came by this ratchet from a buddy of mine at the Long Island tool meet. Romel, he donated this to the channel when he was there. I guess he was there before I got there, and he saw this and he picked it up, and he saw me there and he said, "Oh, here, make a video out of this one." So here it is. I'm not gonna make a video on this past Long Island tool meet because frankly I didn't pick up much really, and what I did pick up was really not that interesting. Maybe I picked up maybe 4 or 5 items, and they were really not that great. This was probably the best thing that I picked up there, so I won't bore you guys let's put it that way, in making a video on just 4 very common uninteresting items besides this one. So let's jump into it, and let me give you some insight into this because some of it is kind of weird in ways. Let's start with the handle. The handle is pretty nicely knurled, actually. I don't see any, it's all pretty even all the way around. This is a pretty beefy ratchet too. This is not a lightweight style of ratchet. This is kind of more on the heavy side, and when we ratchet it, you can see that the switch moves kind of slowly, but it does move, letting us know that it's probably a batwing style of pawl inside. The numbers for this model is E4426, and they also have a 97 here on next to the Cougar. So not sure what that means, if that was year it was made or whatnot. I know Wright Tools does have some code or something, some sort of date code they've been using for quite a while. I'm not sure if that corresponds to that number. So let's open it up. Also, it is a quick release with a pin that sticks up from the anvil there, as you can see. It came with 1 screw, and I don't think the screw was the original screw, and there was also a broken screw on the plate. These screws, this screw doesn't really fit well, and the screw that was there obviously didn't fit well because it was broken. And I'm thinking maybe they had proprietary style screws for these. Could that be? Because all the screws that I tried out, from all the screws that I have, nothing was able to go through the hole smoothly. This one was forced in. The screw here was forced to work, as you're gonna see in a second. I mean, it does kind of work, but all these flatheads, they're kind of a little bit harder to open up, these screws. You see the screw here at the tip. You see the threads are kind of flattened out. See how they're sharp over here and they're flattened out over there? and the threads are pretty much gnarled, kind of in the first like 5 threads there. That's to be able to go through the hole. So someone forced the screw in, and they forced the other screw in that broke. So, and I couldn't find the screw that could fit this, so I don't know, go figure. Another thing, it has a really thick plate, which I was surprised. Kind of snap-on thick, actually. The thickness on the plate. Okay, here is the gear. The gear looks pretty good. It doesn't look like it was abused or anything. 32 teeth on this gear. Like I said, it's a quick release. The ball peen looks decent. Looks pretty good. The centering on the peen there. So we have the gear and the inside. The inside is pretty dirty with like old grease or something. Don't know. Yeah, it's really caked on, thick grease on the sides here. Really hard to see how it's just crumbling. Yeah, so pretty dirty. What's good for this is probably, I guess we can make this video as an as found video. What works okay for this stuff is just take a few drops of WD-40 and drop them in there, and then just start softening it up just with a pick or something. Just go around and kind of making it into a mash of grease, and it should loosen up all that dried on, caked on grease. I'm calling it grease. I doubt this was oil. You see it there. The paw is the bat wing paw we were talking about. There's 2 teeth on each side of the paw. There's some more of that hard grease on it. It's also peened, the switch. The switch has the switch part and a pin part that goes through the switch, and the pin goes through the paw, and the paw is peened in place. I'm not going to remove the peen because these are hard to peen back usually for some reason, and it's probably gonna weaken that pin over here, the peening on the pin. This style of ratchet doesn't repeen that well, like you would say like an old snap-on or something. Those are kind of soft. The switches are pretty soft. This pin that they use is kind of hard, so repeening it, the peen just kind of breaks. So I'm gonna leave that there. And underneath the paw, you can see there's a ball underneath there, and there's a spring that goes underneath the ball to push it up. So overall pretty sluggish. You can see it, the way it moves. See how slow it moves when you switch it. It kind of just dragging along. It's all that old grease in there. This reminds me a lot of Gear Wrench, and a few others have used this style. This switch is a giveaway for this style of ratchet. Like I said, the one that comes to mind is Gear Wrench. That they have one that's pretty much the same as this one. I think I've seen it a couple of different makers or brands that use this style of ratchet. So that's why I say this is probably not a USA product, but I could be surprised that maybe it is, but I doubt it. If this was USA, they probably would have marked it USA. That carries a lot of cachet, having a USA product. And to get it back, you just put the gear back and the plate back. And the screw. If you had good screws. But that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, is that I can't believe that on a Ratchet like this, not even made in USA, and made by 4 different companies, that you can't find screws for these. You would have to bugger some other screw to make it fit. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I would think they just would use whatever common screws are popular or very common to make the plate and to connect the body to the plate. But these screws, I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna find them, but I guess I'll just leave it like that. If I find another one like this, maybe I'll try to tweak it and maybe get it to look like that one, but good enough to where it will like get in those threads and lock it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this Cougar. Like I said, marketed by Wright Tools, I believe. So this is their kind of cheapy brand, but not really. This is pretty heavy duty. The mechanism is a tried and true mechanism, and I guess this will work for you. Remember to like and subscribe. And yes, I am begging for likes and subscriptions. And I'll catch you on the next one. Until next time.